Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with an exciting video. I recently posted all of the makeup items that I wanted to pan in 2023, and today I'm introducing all of the items that I want to pan in 2024. I'm pre-filming this on the 12th of December, so it feels very strange to say 2024, even though the year is coming rapidly to an end. It just feels very strange because I can't believe it's almost 2024, but it is. So I actually have 50 makeup items here today that I want to share with you, and I'm hoping to get through as many of these as I can next year. I'm very much aware that some of these categories are very ambitious, but I want to get my numbers down next year, so I want to introduce all of these. And even if I can't finish all of them, these are the products that I'm aiming to finish. So before I jump into the first item, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So, since we have quite a few things to talk about, I'm going to jump straight into it. And first up, we have foundations. I have two foundations that I want to finish next year. The first one is my Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation, and this is in the shade Porcelain Beige. I've panned one of these before, if not two even, and this is the next one that I want to get out. This is getting a bit older in my collection, and I have other things that I prefer now. So that's kind of the reason why I want to pan this. I just shook it up, but it is about, I think, halfway done. So that is going to be the first one. I think this one is going to be quite easy to finish. The second foundation that I want to finish is actually one of my absolute favorites. So initially I didn't want to put this on the list because I don't mind having this in my collection. And once I pan it, I'm most likely going to repurchase this anyway. And that is my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. And I have mine in the shade 3 Warm. So this is a foundation that, again, I really love. And the reason why I'm putting it into my product pan is not because I want to get it out of my collection necessarily. It's just because this is now one of the oldest foundations that I own. This one, I think I purchased in 2020 or 2021. So it's definitely after the expiry date, what's on the packaging, which says 18 months. So that's the reason why I want to get it out. Obviously, I do love this foundation. I use it quite on a regular basis anyway. It is, I think, about 2/3 done. So again, I don't have too much left in this foundation, but I need a very tiny bit of this because it is so full coverage. But this is a product that I want to get out next year, and I'm going to really enjoy panning it. But that is the second thing. Moving on, we have concealers, and I have two concealers to pan as well. The first one is basically full, and the other one is quite close to being empty. So two contrasting products. The first one, which is completely full, is the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser in the shade 7 Sand. I do believe this one is going to be a little bit too deep for me to use in winter, so it's probably going to be one that I pan in summer or when I start getting a little bit of a tan, but I do want to get through this one. And again, it is completely full with 6.8 mils in it, so it's going to take a little bit longer, but I do want to get this one out this year, and it's also a product that I know I like, so hopefully I can get this one done. The second product, which again I am quite close to finishing already, is another Catrice product. This is the Liquid Camouflage Concealer, and I have mine in the shade, let me see if I can find it, Light Beige. So this one I use all the time. It's like my touch-up concealer when I'm on the go, like in front of the office, things like that. And that's why I don't have too much left of it. But again, it's getting a little bit older and I want to get it out. So that is the second concealer. I have one primer that I want to pan, which is a deluxe size sample, I believe. And this is also untouched. And that is my Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer, which is a hydrating primer. Again, I think this is going to be quite easy to get through, but it is, like I said, unopened. It still has the little metal thing on it. But I got this one in, I think, an advent calendar or a goodie bag or something like that. So it wasn't really something that I purchased myself. And because of that, I don't think it's going to be something that I want to necessarily keep around in my collection for very long. And since it is a hydrating primer, I do believe I can get this one finished quite quickly if I just start getting it into my routine. So yeah, that is the next product. I have one under eye corrector, and if you know me and my channel, you probably know which one it is, and that is my Becca under eye corrector. It's now purchased by Smashbox, but I bought this one, or I stocked up before Becca went out of business, so I have a few left in my collection. I do believe I have this one and then two more, and I do want to start rotating through them just because I purchased them before Becca went out of business, which was a little bit ago. But this is the light to medium shade, and I already have really good progress on this one. this is how much I have left. So not too much. Again, I think I'm going to be able to move this one out relatively quickly, probably in the first like quarter to first 6 months of the year. And then after I'm done with that, I'm probably just going to rotate in a new one straight away. But this specific one, I do want to get out next year. So I have 3 powders that I want to finish. The first one is a bit of a tricky one. Actually, the first 2 is going to be a bit of a tricky ones because they're both a bit too deep for me, but I want to get them out of my collection. The first one is the Chanel Powder Universe Compact in the shade Translucent 3. It is not translucent. It looks like this. I don't know if you can pick up, but it is quite deep. And again, it is quite deep for me in like spring and stuff. So I can use it in summer, not under my eyes, but like as a setting powder all over. So I'm going to do that. But I'm also potentially thinking about using this one as a bronzer, or like blending out my bronzer perhaps. I'll have to be creative with this product, but I do want to get it out because I got it for Christmas. It's going to be 3 years ago now. I think it might be, or 2. No, 3. I think it's going to be, that's crazy. But yeah, I've had this one for a while now. I got it for my boyfriend for Christmas. So it's time to move this one out. I know it's a powder, so it lasts quite a bit longer, but yeah, this one needs to go. And then the second powder is again one that is a bit too deep for me, and that is my Fit Me powder in light medium. You can see again there, that is the color of it. It is a bit too deep. I need to play around with this one though to see how it performs. So we'll see with this one, but it is, yeah, I think it's definitely too deep for me at the moment. But it might work for me again in the summer, or I might use it in a similar way. It's hard to see how much is in here because when I like try to settle it, it's still a lot stuck on the sides. But it's quite a large powder with 20 grams in it, so I think there's going to be a feat to finish, but I'm hoping I will get through it in 2024. Then the last product that I have is not in the original packaging anymore, just because it shattered on me, so I repressed it, and that is the Pat McGrath Under Eye setting powder, like blurring setting powder in medium, which I have in my Stila Compact, and this packaging is kind of broken, which I need to be very gentle with. But this is how much I have left of it. I do want to get this out because it is repressed and it's also in fragile packaging. I don't think this is going to be a product that takes too long to finish because again, it's not very much product in here. I just had a little bit left when it shattered. So yeah, I think this is going to be one that I'm going to keep in my bag as like a touch-up powder. But again, it's not my Dead in Winter kind of shade, so I don't think I can start working on this one until spring. Which, you know, again, is a little bit alarming because all of these products are a little bit deeper. But I think since I can stick to the same powder every single day, I should hopefully be able to get through this anyway. Lastly, for base products, we have a setting spray, and this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Coconut Mist. And as you can see, it is currently down to here. So I don't have too much left in here. And again, I think it's going to be quite an easy one. It is more of a hydrating setting spray, so it's not really long lasting one, but it does take away that powderiness in your makeup. And again, I think I can get through this one really quickly once I start using it. Next up, we have bronzers, and the first one is one that I've been working on a little bit now at the end of 2023, but I haven't finished it yet, but I do want to continue working on it, and that is my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have hit pan on this one. I don't know what it's going to look like at the end of the year because I'm still working on it. Again, I'm pre-filming this video a little bit, so when I introduce this next year, it might look a little bit different, but this is one that I want to get through, and since I've already hit pan on it, I am sure that I can get through this one relatively quickly. And this is also a bronzer that I can use all year round because it is a little bit lighter. So I don't think it's going to be any issue finishing this product. The second bronzer that I have is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Matte Bronzer. And I do not know what shade this is in. It doesn't really say, I think, on this, what shade it's in. So I'm not sure. But anyway, this is this bronzer right here. I do have a little bit of a dip in this product. I don't know if you can pick it up right there. But it's a very, very powdery product. However, it is a little bit deeper, so I think it's going to be more of a summer bronzer for me. But I'm sure that I can work through the Physician Formula bronzer in spring, and then when we get to these warmer months, I can start working on this one. So that is going to be my plan for this, and it is also, like I said, the second bronzer. Okay, so we're coming up to 2 categories where I know that I'm being a little bit mental, but I do want to get through quite a few in these 2 categories, and that is highlighters and blushes. So first up for highlighters, we have this product right here, which is my Sleek Solstice palette. And I still have 3 shades left in here that I want to ideally work through. I guess technically I could work this as 3 products because in my spreadsheet that is counted as 3, but I'm just counting this as 1 because maybe I like torturing myself. But I have pan on 2 of these. I have pan on these 2 right here. This one is a little bit larger than that. And this one is a little bit lower because I scraped things out of that before. But this is going to be one that I'm sure that I can get through. These are quite blinding highlights, but you know what I just thought? These are very light and also blinding. So you know what I might be able to do? I might be able to franken this with one of the darker pressed powders. Let me know if you've ever done that before, because I think maybe then I can tone it down, like tone down these highlighters a little bit and also make them a little bit deeper. That might be an idea. But again, that is all for next year. But this is a product that I want to get through next year. And if that wasn't all, I do actually have 3 more highlighters that I want to get through. The first one is probably the one that is going to be least priority, but I do want to include it still. And that is my Kaleidos Ray Rider highlighter. This is one of their like highlighter sets, but this is what it looks like. It's just like a regular kind of champagne shade. Really like it. I've heard it's not too much product in this. It doesn't say on this packaging. But I think this is one that I can get through quite quickly when I start using it on an everyday basis. But since I have a lot of other products that I want to get through next year, I'm not sure I will get to this one. So this is definitely one of the ones on the list that I am not sure if I can get finished. But if I can, that would be amazing. So that is the next product. Then we have 2 kind of more cream liquid products. The first one is one that I was working on this year, which is the Benefit What's Up highlighter. And I actually don't have too much left on this one. So I think I should be able to get through it. This is it right there. So, you know, still a little decent amount, but I think there's probably around like 30 to 50 uses, depending on how I use it in here. So I should be able to get through this one in 2 months if I focus on it. So that's going to be the next one. And then the last one for the highlighters is my Pi The Impossible Glow, which is like a liquid highlighter. I need to play around with this one. I got this again as like a advent calendar or goodie bag kind of product. There's not too much product in here. There is 10 mils. So I'm hoping to be able to use this maybe as a like illuminate all of my face or like even on my body, things like that. But I count this as a highlighter in my collection. So yeah, I'm hoping to get through this one as well. So that is it for highlighters. I don't have any more, luckily, but again, that's going to be quite a few, especially considering it took me basically 2 years to finish the Mirror Luminizer, but that is a really, really, really big highlighter. And I know a lot of these are smaller than that. So, you know, I'm being very ambitious, but I'm hoping to get through as many of those as I can. Moving on to blush, I do have 3 blushes that I want to get through. And again, I know blush take a long time to finish, but 2 of these are very, very small. And those are the Max Factor blushes. The first one we have is this is by the way, the Cream Puff Blush. And I have the shade Lovely Pink, which looks like this. It's a very, very light pink blush. And as you can see, it's already very flat. So I don't think it's going to take very long at all to finish this one. Honestly, it might even be gone in like 2 months. Fingers crossed, especially because it is such a light shade. And then the other one, which is a little bit fuller and also deeper, is the shade Gorgeous Berries, which looks like this. Again, it's a little bit more full than the other one. Hopefully you can see there. But I don't think it's going to take too long to finish this one anyway, because again, it's not too much product in here. The last blush that I have, though, I know it's going to take a long, long time to finish. And this is the one that I am not sure if I'm going to get through next year, but I do want to introduce it to get as much use as I can. And that is my NARS blush in the shade Deep Throat. So this has a broken packaging, which is kind of the main reason why I want to pan it. But this is the shade right there. I know NARS blushes take forever to get through, so I'm not sure if I can get through it. It has, let's see, 4.8 grams, so not terrible. Like, it's still a lot of product, but it's not like 10 grams or anything. So we'll see how it goes with this one, but that is the last of the blushes. So those were all of the cheek products, but as if I wasn't crazy enough, I do have one more kind of cheek product that I want to get through, or like overall kind of product, and that is a face palette. I am not going to show you what it is yet, because I'm going to do a face palette introduction, or like pan that face palette introduction in beginning of January. So I want it to be a little bit of a surprise, but I do want to pan a face palette as well. So that is going to be the next on my list. So we're getting there with the products. Next up, we have an eyeliner, and this is actually another one that I worked on this year, and I'm still currently working on when I'm filming this video. By the way, if you hear some crunching, my dog just decided to eat her breakfast, so ignore that, but I'm hoping you cannot pick it up with my microphone, but we'll see. But yeah, this is the eyeliner from Rimmel. It's one of the Scandal Eyes eye koals, I think. It's rubbed off a little bit, but it is in the shade Taupe. I don't have too much left of this one. It's definitely shorter than it has been. This is how much I have left of it. And I do think I could get through this one next year, working on it as an eye base. Then we have eye products, and I have a couple eyeshadows that I want to finish. But before moving into that, I do also want to mention that I have a palette, an eyeshadow palette, which I want to work on next year too, to ideally finish. And again, similar to the face palette, I'm not going to show you what it is now, because I do want it to be a surprise when I introduce my Panda palette. But just know that there is also a palette on the list, which I'm not including. Then we have a couple like individual potted and single shadows that I want to finish. I'm trying not to include too many eyeshadows this year. Last year I included way more, but I'm trying to not to include as many this year because I'm doing a big eyeshadow project next year. But I do have a handful to show you. The first one, or the first two, are both from Stila. This one is one of their Stila Glitter and Glows, but I have deposited it into one of my old Colourpop containers, and this one is in the shade Sea Siren. So again, I've been working on this one a little bit this year, not too much, but I want to get through this eyeshadow in 2024. Then the second eyeshadow from Stila is one of their Magnificent Metals, and this one is in the shade Metal Peach, which is one that I released before the Glitter and Glows, which is basically just like a really nice kind of flaky pressed glittery kind of eyeshadow. It's not a pressed glitter, but it's just like a really flaky eyeshadow, and it's really, really stunning. And I do want to get through this one as well. If I didn't say, this one is in the shade Metallic Peach. I do have one more Super Shock container, and this one actually contains a Super Shock eyeshadow, and this is the shade Amaze, which looks like this. I already have pan on this one, and I have quite a lot used. This one is one of their older glitters, and I already have quite a lot used in this one, as you can see. I think it's going to be a really nice everyday kind of shade, so this is the next product that I want to finish. I also have one single eyeshadow, like magnetic single eyeshadow, that I want to get through. This is one, again, that I'm working on this year, and this is one of my Glam Shop eyeshadows in the shade Turbo Mielka. And as you can see, I have a big nice pan on it already, and this one works really nicely as an inner corner highlight and as a topper shade, so I should be able to get through this one too. The last eyeshadow that I have, I'm not technically using as an eyeshadow at the moment, and that is this Burberry single right here in the shade Rosewood. I am currently using this one as my brow powder. You can see it right there. It is more of a satiny shade, but it works quite well as a brow powder, so that's how I'm hoping to get through this one next year. Obviously, I might use it as an eyeshadow too, but yeah, I want to get through this one as well. This one is quite a large one, by the way. It has 2.5 grams, which is massive for an eyeshadow, but if I keep using it as my brow powder all year, I'm hoping to get through it. The remaining products that I have, which are, I think, 23 if I counted correctly, which is almost half of the products, are all lip products. I have a lot of lip products I want to get through next year because I have done rankings of my lip products. If you saw that last year in 2022, I ranked every single lip product in my collection, and I want to ideally get out everything that is ranked a 3 next year, or 3 or lower. I think I don't have any 2 ones left, but everything that is ranked less than 4, I want to get out next year. So I have quite a few things. Majority of them fit in this container here. I have a couple glosses that don't. So let me go through these. Actually, 2 of the things that aren't fitting in is lipsticks, but I'm going to go through the ones that can't fit first. We have this gloss right here from Fenty. This one is in the shade Hot Chocolate Fantasy. It's just one of their minis, and hopefully I can get through this one quite quickly. I've heard that the mini Fenty glosses is quite easy to get through and work through, so that is the first product. Something that's definitely going to be a bit harder are these 2 right here, which are my 2 Tom Ford lipsticks. The first one is in the shade Incorrigibly. I can never say that word, but it's one of their sheer lipsticks, which makes it hopefully easier to get through. But this is quite a bright color, so that is it right there. I also have one of their regular lip colors in the shade Violet Fatale, which is quite a bright purple. It looks like this. Again, a lot left in this one. I'm not sure if I can get through all of my lip products, but I'm going to do my best. And the ones I don't get through, I will probably declutter at the end of the year. But yeah, that is the next one. Then moving into the tray, let's just go through them in the order I have them. So the first one is one of my Colourpop lipsticks, and this is one of their Matte X lipsticks in the shade Upside Down, which are really, really pale kind of creamsicle kind of shade. You can see it right there. I'm planning to mainly use this one as a mixing lipstick, but yeah, I want to get through that one. I also have one of my only Soap & Glory, I think, product that is left in my collection, which is one of their Sexy Mother Pucker Gloss Sticks in the shade Futuristic, which is a really, really bright kind of shade, but it goes on quite sheer. And I'm trying to show you that is how much I have left of this one. I have a liquid lipstick from Maybelline, and this one is one of their matte inks in the shade Loyalist, which is quite a pale shade. Again, I'm hoping to use this one as a mixer lipstick. It works on its own with a lip liner, but again, I'm hoping to get through some of my brighter colors, mixing it with the lighter ones that I'm including. The next two I'm thinking are going to be quite easy. The first one is my NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. I know I don't have very much left of this one, so I think this is going to be quite a give me shade. It's also a nude that I really enjoy wearing. I think this one is actually ranked higher than like 3, so I think it's either a 4 or a 5. But I just want to get through it because I have so little left of it, and also because it is quite old. So that is the next product. And then one that is really new in my collection, but I just didn't end up liking as much as I thought, is my Charlotte Tilbury, I don't even know what these are called. It's like one of the diamond kind of sticks, and this is in the shade Lucky Diamonds, which is like a brownie kind of shade. Looks like this. And I bought this one in TK Maxx, so I don't know the age of it, the actual age. I think this formula has been discontinued, but it's more of a kind of sheer color balm. I think it's going to be quite easy to get through because it seems to be going quite quick. So that is the next product. I have my Smashbox Insta Matte next, which is just like a product you can put over glossy lipsticks to make them matte. I already used this quite a lot this year, but I'm hoping to finish it next year. Then we have another one that is quite challenging. This one is one of my YSL lipsticks, and it's one of their Rouge Pure Coutures in the shade number 17, which is a beautiful kind of corally shade. You can see it right there, but it is quite full and it's quite bright. I do really love this color though, so I'm hoping I can get as much use as I can out of this one. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We have another kind of give me product, and this is my Sigma lip oil in the shade Tint. Again, I think I'm going to get through this one quite quickly. I haven't even tried the palette that I'm already down here. So that is the next product. I have 2 MAC lipsticks. One is quite a light one. It is this shade here in Pink Pearl Pop. And that is one of their cream sheen formulas. Then I have one of their retro mattes in the shade Relentlessly Red, which is this much left. Quite a lot used of this one, so that is the next product. I'm trying to go through these quite quickly now because I know that it's a lot of product to go through. The next one is a mini lipstick from Smashbox in the shade Tabloid. I panned one of these ones this year in the shade Fig, so this is one right here. It's quite an interesting color, but I'm hoping it's going to be quite fun to use or good to mix with other things. So yeah, that is Tabloid. One that is probably one that I'm most worried about is my Pat McGrath lipstick in the shade Psycho Candy. It is a really fun shade, but I'm worried about panning this whole bullet, but we'll see how far I get. The next two though, I'm quite excited to pan, especially this one here. I love this color, but it's getting really old. And this is my Balmain lipstick from L'Oreal in the shade Fever, which is a really fun kind of orangey tone. You can see it right there. And then the second one that I'm really excited to pan is my NARS Audacious lipstick in the shade Raquel, which is a nude shade. And this is how much I have left of this one. Sorry, by the way, if the angle keeps changing. My dog is knocking the tripod. She's right there staring at me. I think she wants attention. So again, I'm going to try to wrap this up. But I have 3 Chanel lipsticks. Let's see, I have this shade Ecstatique, which I can't remember what color this is. Okay, this is another one that is quite bright that I'm quite worried about, but I do love this color, so we'll see how it goes. The next one I believe is going to be a bit more of a nude shade, and yes it is. This one I'm really excited to pan because I don't have much left of it, and I know that I enjoy this color. And this is the color La Raffine, I think. I don't know, I can't speak French, but that is what it's called. And then the last one is also one that I think is going to be relatively easy to get through, and that is one of the Rouge Coco Shines in the shade Boy, which is like a light kind of nude color right there, and it is more of a sheer formula, so it's easy to reapply. Okay, you guys, we have made it to the last 3 things, and that is all glosses from Pat McGrath. These are all minis, and these are the colors right here. We have the shade Dreamscape on top, we have the shade Naked Rose, and Dare to Bear. So those are the 3 glosses that I want to finish, and I think they should be really easy to get through. I did pan one of these this year, and it really didn't take very long. So these ones shouldn't take more than a month each to finish if I just focus on them. So those were actually all of the products that I want to pan next year. Quite a long list, and again, I am very much aware that some of these I might not be able to get through in the year, but if I don't, that is fine. But yeah, these are the 50 that I want to focus on. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you also done a list of what you want to pan next year, or if you just want to wing it throughout the year. I mean, if you even do panning. If you don't, that's completely fine. Like, I mean, I wish I could use like rotate my collection sometimes, but I have too many things and I want to get things out. And also, I do really enjoy panning because I am very stubborn and very determined, and I'm kind of goal motivated. as a person, so this list can really help me. But I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys!